Hello everybody. Once again, I'm PS Chatterjee with you with my design and analysis of Parlin. Before start of this lecture, I'm requesting you to subscribe my channel and also for like and share. This is a 3D view of a truss with Parlin and bottom chord runner. This is the side elevation of a Parlin. This is front elevation of a Parlin. Inclined distance we called segment, and this center to center horizontal distance. This is global y-axis, this is global x-axis, and this is inclination of the roof truss. Action line of dead load and live load along global y-axis. Action line of wind load is along local y-axis, or y-axis, global y-axis of the Parlin. Wind load is perpendicular to the Parlin. It means along the y-axis of the Parlin. And alpha is the angle between x-axis of the Parlin and global x-axis. This is a square hollow section Parlin. This small y is the y-axis of the Parlin, and small x is the x-axis of the Parlin. Y, capital Y, is global y-axis, and x, capital X, is global x-axis. This is alpha, this is alpha. Input requires one live load on Parlin, dead load of the Parlin. Live load we have calculated earlier, 710 Newton per meter square. Dead load on Parlin means self weight of Parlin, weight of the roof cover in Newton per meter square, and self weight of Parlin Newton per meter. For dead load and live load calculation, we have to consider the horizontal length between the two Parlin. For wind load, we have to calculate it separately, and I have described it in my earlier presentation. Note 2, for wind load calculation, we have to consider the inclined length between two Parlin, not the horizontal length. Slope angle is equal to roof angle alpha in degree. Here, component of dead load or live load. Since dead load W is parallel to the global y-axis, we can resolve it in two component, vertical component and horizontal component with respect to the Parlin's axis. This picture shows resolved dead load or live load along axis of the Parlin. This is y-axis, this is x-axis of the Parlin. This is green colored line, green colored downward arrow shows the component of actual dead load or live load, and red color, it is a component of that actual dead load or live load. Now I am switching over to the Excel spreadsheet for actual calculation. Required IS code. I have taken all the reference from these two codes, IS 800 2007 General Construction in Steel Code of Practice, and 2 IS 4923 1997 Hollow Steel Section for Structural Specification. Now we have to prepare a data sheet. In this data sheet, in column A, I have written all the name of the section. In B, all the type of the section, square hollow section, rectangular hollow section, round hollow section, etc. In column C, it is width of the section. Column D, it is depth of the section. Column E, it is weight of the section per meter. In F, it is thickness of the section. In G, it is area, cross-sectional area of the section. H and I, moment of inertia about x-axis and y-axis. Similarly, radius of gyration, x-axis and y-axis. Now, this column is equal to design column A8. This is our A8. First, we have to prepare data validation. Data validation. Already I have been made this. A data set A6 to A184. Okay. Here data set A6 to A184. 184 from here to here. Now this is equal to that selected member, that is A8. This is equal to design. Name of this set is design A8. A8. Okay. Here I have used the VLOOKUP. Which function I have to first I have to look up this value from this chart, and these two refers this is column number 2. Here similarly 3, it is column number 3. We will find this thickness and so on to our design sheet. This one is equal to data sheet B5. This one is equal to data sheet E5. This one is equal to data sheet G5, and like this. Here, the weight of the purlin, W purlin in kg. Here, W self weight of purlin in Newton per meter. Kg per meter into 10 is equal to Newton per meter. Now, we have to provide some name of this. To provide the name, we can use formula, define name, provide some name. We have already given the name live load, LL. Weight of cover, W underscore cover. Calculated wind load, WL. Length of purlin, LV. Segment length, L seg. Roof angle, alpha. Horizontal length of the segment is equal to this segment length into cos alpha, round up to 3 digit. Now this is cos theta, cos alpha. This is cos sine alpha. Now dead load is equal to weight of cover into length of the segment horizontal and self weight of purlin. This is Newton per meter. Live load is equal to live load into length of the segment in horizontal, that is this distance. Wind load is equal to wind load WL into length of the segment here, not this one. Now we are resolving the dead load and live load vertically and horizontally to the purlin. This is vertical component, round up 3-digit total dead load into cos phi. Similarly, live load, total live load into cos phi. This is sin phi. Total dead load into sin phi into cos phi. Now, grade of steel is 310 Newton per millimeter square. Effective length coefficient 0.7. Elasticity modulus of steel is equal to 2 lakh Newton per millimeter square per millimeter. Percentage of increment allowed in wind load case 30%. Allowable bending stress 0.66 YST. This is YST. Allowable tensile stress 0.4 YST is equal to 124. This is also 124. Ratio of allowable stress in 1.3. ZXX is equal to IXX into IXX by 0.5 D. Similarly, ZXX is equal to IYY into 0.5 B. Minimum depth required, empirical formula L by 45. Minimum width required L by length of the purlin divided by 60 is 44. Now we have to choose some section whose depth is 63 and 44 millimeter. 60. Again we have to increase. Little bit we have to go. This 98, 48, 3.2. This is our load combination. This is dead load live load combination. This is dead load live load wind load combination. This is dead load and wind load combination. Here the unit is kilonewton per meter. Now dead load and live load has two part, that is vertical direction and horizontal direction. So all the load will be vertical and horizontal direction. This is vertical dead load to live load in vertical direction is equal to dead load vertical component plus live load vertical component divided by 1000. Similarly, dead load horizontal component plus live load horizontal component divided by 1000. Dead load vertical component, live load vertical component minus total wind load. Actually, this load in this load case it is algebraic sum. Wind load is in the opposite direction, so it will be minus. Now for minimum section size we can use this formula. This is not a rigid formula, it is a guideline. If our section satisfies the deflection criteria, then it is okay, but primarily we have to follow this 63 45, effective length divided by 45 is equal to depth. Effective length divided by 60 is equal to width of the purlin. Here we have chosen here T25 3.2 rectangular hollow section, which is not satisfying any of this. Now MXX is equal to, this is vertical load 101, this one 101 vertical, W into L length of the purlin LP divided by 10, because we are considering the purlin as a partially fixed beam. So the moment will be WL square by 10, not 12, not 8. For every load case, I have derived. These are the moment for each and every load case. Similarly, Fx, Fy, we can find dead load into length of the purlin divided by 2. Calculated bending stress 101 load case 384.53, but we have bending stress, allowable bending stress 205. So we have to increase the section. Now I'm going for deflection criteria not satisfying here. Section minimum section profile is not satisfying. Even bending stress is not satisfying here. So we have to increase the section. Deflection criteria is not satisfying. Except this, all the criteria is satisfying. So design is more or less okay. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel and also evaluate my performance with your valuable comments. Thank you.